Hello, listeners. This is Lee Price.
This is Will Ford from Football 365.
And you're listening smartly to At the Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast, although I would describe it as the Chelsea FC podcast.
Magical from Eden Hazard. Kai Havertz in the Champions League final. Ivanovic! In the middle, it's just behind him. But it's tapped in by Hakim Ziyech. Matic with the ball driver. Matic takes the net off.
It's time for another episode of At the Bridge Pod, your number one Chelsea FC podcast. Coming up on this episode...
Well, I know what time it is. It's time to overreact to the Premier League 2024-2025 fixture list. Well, welcome back, everyone. Truly welcome back to another episode of At the Bridge Pod. I'm joined in a virtual room filled with lions. And hey, we're celebrating 5 years of podcast by literally kicking the other two out. And it's Berth and I today. I'm sure the other two will return after their rehabilitation programme has continued. But you never know. You never know. They are coming back. They'll come back. But Berth, what are you looking forward to this weekend?
Oh, it's a tough one, actually. It's not the busiest weekend for me. What I will say
Quiet.
is that it is, yeah, in true At the Bridge Pod tradition.
It's a quiet one.
I'm not doing much, but what I'm kind of going out tomorrow. I'm going out into Birmingham tomorrow.
Ooh.
My old work lot have invited me out, so I'm going to go to Lane 7, if you know what that is, bowling. Pretty good fun. So yeah, be quite nice. But other than that,
Nice.
I'm not really doing much. Not really doing much.
I'll tell you what, I'm on the quiet night. Quiet night. I'm on the quiet train because I looked at the football and there's Euros.
Some good games on. Some good games on.
I'm looking forward to the Euros. I always do, but other than that, I was like, is there anything? I was like, not really. I mean, that's really bad. I mean, I'm looking forward to a listener dropping a 5-star review actually, because we haven't got a shout out this week for Sheva's shout out, so that's a hint. But other than that, yeah, you know what? We'll just go straight into the news. Oh, we're going to check out the news you may have missed in the elevator of Chelsea news. Chelsea have been given the go-ahead to speak to Crystal Palace's Michael Elise. Ian Maatsen could possibly be part of the John Duran negotiation. Chelsea are clear on this though. They value him at 35 million release clause, but it's already been paid by Villa. They've gone above and beyond. Ipswich Town are interested in signing Amari Hutchinson and have inquired about the fee. Chelsea have had a £40 million euro even bid rejected for Samu Omorodion. Fulham have revived their interest in Chalobah. And finally, Mark Cucurella was absolutely cooking at the Euros, and he's cooking Gary Neville's complete trash of an opinion that he'll be the reason Spain won't win the tournament. And I would bloody love it if Spain win it on penalties and Cucurella scores that fifth deciding penalty. I really would. I would love it. Would love it. But what grabbed your attention from the news this week? Anything?
First of all, let's talk about Cucurella, because I think he's actually, I mean, I watched Spain yesterday, and for me, I think they put in the performance of the tournament so far. I know they only won 1-0, but it was
despite not actually scoring themselves.
Yeah, it was the most one-sided 1-0 I think I've ever seen. But Cucurella, I mean, we've seen it as Chelsea fans, we've seen it for a long time now, that actually the past year or so, he's been fantastic, and last night proved again he's actually a really good footballer, and he gets stick, but it's unnecessary. And if Spain don't win the Euros, it's definitely not because of Mark Cucurella, because he is fantastic. He's really good.
I did see an interview this week. I saw it on the Fabrizio Romano's tweets that he'd said it's something along the lines of he said he was really happy that the whole club are that they've got Enzo Maresca as the new manager. And I just thought, what did you expect him to say? Like, oh, he's a bit shit. I didn't really want him in the first place. I kind of wanted Potter back. I mean, I love that. I love the context. I was like, yeah, okay, it's a nothing. It's a soundbite from a player saying, yeah, manager's great. It's like, whatever. It's like, no one cares. I mean, unless they said something negative, then we'd care. But yeah, you're right. Cucurella is absolutely cooking in the Euros, and it's great to see. He's our most informed player at the moment in the Euros. I mean, Palmer doesn't play, so as we found out last night.
Let's not go into that.
I'm sure we'll touch on it.
Yeah, let's not go into that right now. But as far as other news goes, Maatsen going to Villa for 35 million. I think I'm one of the very few, I think, that actually didn't really rate Ian Maatsen at Chelsea. I don't know how you feel on that, but
I didn't see enough of him. I'll be real. I can't say, yeah, he was great. Or no, we should sell him. I didn't see enough of him at Chelsea. I saw him at Dortmund. I've seen him at Charlton. I've seen him at Burnley, but not enough at Chelsea to say, because some players just don't work at their parent club after a huge loan deal. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't happen. It's a shame he
Yeah.
didn't get a run in the team as we sort of expected, but it's just way. I mean, at least maybe we'll keep Gallagher now. Maybe.
I hope so. And do you think it is another opinion on Gallagher? Do you think he's kind of like the new Mason Mount in the sense that he gets a lot of stick for kind of no reason at all, really?
I think not from Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea are always Chelsea fans are so divided on. I don't think. I'm sure listeners are going to back me on this. I don't think the Chelsea fan base as a whole will ever agree on a decision, no matter what. It could be any. Hazard could return.
True.
50% will
true.
say it's the best
Yeah.
move ever. 50% will say he's wasted. What a pointless signing, paying him a wage when he won't play. And I don't think anyone's ever fully happy. I don't know what our fan base want. I don't know. One thing they didn't want, those quick fire bids for Samu Omorodion. I mean, they sort of came out of nowhere. But to be fair, look, the inflated transfer market that is, it is what it is. I mean, it blows my damn mind that we just had a 40 million euro bid for Samu Omorodion, an unknown player to many. Let's be honest, rejected. I won't lie and tell you I knew about this guy's 8 goals on loan at Alaves this season gone. I'd never even heard of him. I'm honestly saying that. I'll admit it. I never knew. I knew nothing. But I kind of think if we look at it,
I'm the same. I'm the
I'm
same.
glad. I mean, I kind of look at it. It sort of illustrates perfectly the absolute soaring costs of acquiring any talent in modern football. I mean, it kind of makes the Nicholas Jackson transfer a little bit of a bargain. I mean, what we paid, and I mean, I did head to good old FB Ref and other stat sites, of course, when the bid happened, and Omorodion and John Duran. Duran's miles ahead in terms of like contributions and much more. I mean, and I was against that move. But if you,
It's carry on. Sorry.
well, for me, if you asked me, how do I feel about all of this? I I mean, I could explain the intricacies of nuclear fusion better than I could tell you about what type of player Omorodion is. I could. I don't know if he's a good player. I don't know if he's a bad player. I don't know if he's a talented one or a complete bust. Maybe our directors are looking based on his profile and his like potential rather than his current returns for obviously Alaves last season. But then again, I mean, when we say all that, let's not forget that David Bentley was talked about as the next David Beckham. For me, Bentley was more David Brent than David Beckham.
That's yeah, I get what you're saying.
He was not David Beckham. That's what I'm saying.
No, he wasn't.
He was certainly not.
You know what, David Bentley though, he could whip in a ball. He could, but that's about it with David Bentley.
That was it.
As far as the John Duran thing goes, I mean, I've spoken to a fair few, but obviously us being from around the Birmingham area, we're surrounded by Villa fans. Unfortunately, we're surrounded by Villa fans. But everyone I've spoken about John Duran, they've all said he's just a bit of a nutter, a bit of a nutcase, great potential. Haven't seen nothing, but just genuinely a nutcase. And I feel like every time I've said that to him, I think we've kind of already got that in Nicholas Jackson. Because I think Nicholas Jackson's a bit crazy. Let's be honest. I don't think he's a character, isn't he? He's a character.
Oh, he's definitely a character of a player.
And I feel like we don't need two of the same player, especially up front. I don't think we need another profile like Nicholas Jackson. I think it works for Jackson, but I think two people like that in the same team is just chaos waiting to happen, in my opinion. That's
why, I mean, when Chris said the other episode about if we're backing Jackson and we bring in Duran, I get it. I like that. I mean, I still think we should back Jackson because the market is dry. There is no striker at the watering hole. There isn't. I mean, Sesko is off the market yet, though. Then again, based on Euros, you never know. However, I don't see us signing well, we're not apparently. I've seen tweets about we're not signing world-class players anymore, etc., etc. Yeah, I mean, I know some fans are absolutely frustrated at hearing that. However, look at it this way: we all know those cost 100 million plus now, and you have to get it right. You cannot miss on £100 million player. You cannot. I mean, unless you're City. City, it doesn't matter. However, Declan Rice, that could have destroyed Arsenal, but it's obviously made them incredible, even better. That's the thing, though. Look at us, Lukaku. Oh,
It's a real weird one with this model that we've got going, and I see both sides to it. I really do see both sides to it, but yeah, I think it's actually a good model to have. But the problem with Chelsea fans is that we're very entitled with what he was like under Abramovich. Let's be honest, that's true, isn't it?
oh yeah.
Very
I mean,
entitled.
yeah. Our expectations are always going to be high now. I mean, they have to be.
And I think, and I do think that if he'd have gave this model, if Todd Bowley had have took over before Abramovich and we had this model, I don't think too many fans would actually be that gutted with the way we've been going, but like signing young players, signing almost unproven players. But because Abramovich came in and won everything and was superb and was amazing, brought in world-class players that are in their prime, it's kind of anyone who came in after Abramovich is always going to fail, really, let's be honest. And now we've gone to this totally opposite dynamic of buying young players and trying to get new blood into the team and go a different route. Success isn't going to come straight away. And it's frustrating. It is very frustrating because we've won so much recently.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, well, it's actually not the worst model to have. I actually don't mind it. And you can see these players, Poch proved it last year that, yes, it's a young team, but there's some serious talent in here. And if you can keep breeding that, and if you can just build on that base, don't necessarily buy too much now from the next couple of seasons. We're going to have a real good team in 2-3 years. But unfortunately, people just aren't patient these days as a Chelsea fan.
I know we complain about the transfers with Winstanley and Stewart and stuff, but none of us, no one, no, you did not, listener. No, shush, you didn't thought Cole Palmer would be Cole Palmer, who we got. No one thought that. Everyone just went, okay. Even Pochettino didn't want him.
Yeah.
So
it
was the directors pushing for the move. And I, at the time, thought, okay, all right, we'll see.
And the thing is, right?
Wow.
Yes, sorry to put in, but if you look at the past, I think Ollie might have put it in the group chat actually the other day that the past 3-4 transfers under Abramovich actually were awful. I mean, that one season we signed Bakayoko, Drinkwater, Zappacosta, and then under Mourinho we saw like Dilaboji and Falcao when he was past his prime, and I know we had a good season where he signed Werner, Havertz, and Ziyech, but all three of them really, you could argue, were a bit of a flop at Chelsea.
You know what? Let's be honest. How excited were both of us when we had a season of, in one window, Havertz, Werner, Chilwell, Ziyech. I mean, that alone, we were excited. Yeah. Them alone, we're like, I can't believe. And, we know what Havertz did, but realistically, out of the entire window of signings, our best signings were Mendy for a season and Thiago Silva. He was the standout player.
Yeah.
And he didn't cost us a penny. So, on Cole Palmer, I'll move it to Denmark versus England. That was fun. I came away from that a little gutted. It was only a draw. I actually believed Denmark were going to win it. I was so impressed with that. I mean, Morten Hulmand got what a stunner. No one expects Denmark to get past the round of 16, but for me, England, oh dear. I'm not going to gloat, but you guys should be semi-finals minimum, but a final realistically, because that squad is stacked. But Southgate's driving the Ferrari like a Prius. I don't know why. I don't care. But here's one. As an England fan, Berth, is it just me, or does this England side look extremely unmotivated, careless, and just tired?
I don't think they're looking motivated, but what I will say is that I think it's disjointed at the moment. I think it's pretty plain for everyone to see that I don't think Trent's a midfielder. I know he's fantastic on the ball, fantastic passer. I think he's best when he's got the game in front of him at right back. I think that's where he's brilliant. I'm not too disappointed that Conor Gallagher came on instead of Trent, because I think that's what we needed yesterday.
That is the Kovacic-Barkley sub. I keep saying this. It is.
It is. Yeah. I see what you're saying. But the problem is with Southgate, he's very set in his ways, but I don't really know what he's trying to do, like how he's trying to set up, because you'll see Kane dropping unbelievably deep, even deeper than he did for Tottenham, even deeper than he does for Bayern Munich. And he's basically always playing as a CDM when we're out of possession, which is ridiculous, really, because Harry Kane is arguably the best striker in the world. And then you got Phil Foden, who's put on the left, and I just think we're not getting him in the game, and he's having to drop deep, and something has to change. And Denmark were good value for that draw yesterday. I thought they were really good, actually, and you could argue they're probably the better team. But something has to change in this team. And unfortunately for Southgate, he had a chance to he had a chance in that that interview after the game to sort of go, yeah, okay, we were actually shit. Obviously, we weren't going to say that, but he could have gone, we weren't good enough. Could have moved on. But instead, he's turned pretty much the whole nation against him and gone, we just haven't been able to replace Calvin Phillips.
I know, I love that so much.
Now, I will never discredit Calvin Phillips because I actually think Calvin Phillips is a very good footballer, and I think for England he's fantastic. Not disputing that.
Yeah.
But when you've got a midfield of Bellingham, Rice, Gallagher, Adam Wharton, who else is it?
I know nothing about that lad. I know nothing.
He's the English Shafi, mate, to be honest.
Is he really? Wow, okay.
He's fantastic. He can bring Foden in there, he can bring Palmer in there. Mainu, I haven't mentioned. And I just think we've got all these world-class talents in that midfield, and you're bringing up Calvin Phillips, who's been terrible this season and the season before, and it's like it's a problem for England now because it's one thing not performing, but then to come out and say that, it's kind of got the whole nation now against Southgate. Now
we can't replace Calvin Phillips. I'm sorry,
I would obviously
football is not coming home.
I want us to do really well, and I hope we do really well. But the way it's going at the minute, I don't see us getting past the round of 16.
I don't know who
we get out of the
England
group, but
would play.
I
don't.
Who knows?
Germany's
I don't know
second group. Right? Yeah, who have finished second in that group? Probably.
Yeah, and the problem is yesterday, as I watched in the game, they went straight to the Spain-Italy game, and Spain was so good. Spain were unbelievable. They passed the ball so quickly. And I was just watching two completely different teams from England to Spain, and it was just like, it's bad. It looked very bad yesterday, but look, undefeated so far, so you can't discredit it too much. But yeah, it doesn't look good.
I've just looked. You would likely play Switzerland. That'd be interesting because I would not rule them out. Anyway,
no, definitely not. Yeah,
right. What are we doing today? We're doing something a little different, which I kind of feel we did it last year, but I can't remember. Or I'm too lazy to double check. I'm very lazy to double check. So we're looking at the freshly minted 2024-25 Premier League fixture list. Football gods, they've spoken. The script writers have finished their work, and we're going to have some opinions. So today we're ready to overreact, analyse every little detail like it's a Da Vinci painting. And obviously, the season, you know this, listeners, but if you don't, the season's kicking off with a high-stakes match against Manchester City at Stamford Bridge, setting the tone for the competitive league that's going to unfold. The opening five fixtures feature City at home, Wolves away, Palace at home, Bournemouth away, and West Ham away. That's going to certainly test the squad, that's for sure. How significant is it for Chelsea to start the season at home against the reigning champions?
Big game, isn't it? I mean, you talk about throwing someone in at the deep end.
A little bit.
I think actually, I kind of agreed with you. I think you might have put it on Twitter that it's almost good that we get Man City out of the way first game of the season because it kind of shows where we're at. I don't think anyone are actually expecting us to beat Man City. So
I don't think we expect ourselves to do anything.
No, but like in a way, the pressure's almost off Maresca at the start of the season. That first game, I think the pressure's almost off. Like if you go out and play well and lose, actually, you know what? I don't think anyone expects us to win, so it's not too bad. It's still at the same time, you don't want to.
We don't want to get an absolute beating.
No.
I mean, it's the battle of the bold frauds, isn't it? On opening day, I mean. Man City at home for an opener is not bad. I mean, if you want to play City, like I keep saying, opening day, there's no momentum. I wrote that line and then I started to think Scotland probably thought the same about Germany, and that didn't go the way they planned. So you know what? I feel we could keep a clean sheet. City are often sleepy when they start the season, and you never know what Pep's going to do tweak-wise. I mean, maybe Ederson will just be slowly getting used to his role as an inverted striker come groundsman. I don't know what Pep's planning. I mean, I'm excited for Michael Elise scoring against his former club at the Bridge. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
I really hope that ages well. I really do. But you know what? I really don't think between City and then Liverpool away in October that it's a bad run of fixtures. That's a big chunk of fixtures. I don't think it's that bad. That's my take on it.
No, I don't. I tend to agree. Yeah,
we have Chris and Ollie. They've sent their stuff in. Chris, I haven't looked at any of these, so I'm reacting as you do, listener. So for City, he's put it's a tough game, but can be a good time to play them with no formal momentum. Someone's been listening to me. But if our players struggle to adapt quickly to Maresca's system, they could get battered if they turn up, which would be the worst possible start. I agree. I mean, that's the thing. We can't start slow. I mean, that'd be hugely negative for us. Where did Ollie send me his message? I've somehow completely missed it, or I'm blind and can't read it. He definitely sent it me though. Here we are. It's tough, but you have to face them at some point. The most important aspect of starting the new season, well, in my opinion, is finishing the last one strongly, which we did. We love an easy momentum builder like Liverpool get every year, but that's not very Chelsea. Yeah, I noticed Liverpool lunchtime kickoff, Ipswich. Oh, of course. Oh dear. Why did I think anything different? What fixtures though stood out for you outside the opening five?
I mean, hard to say really, because I think they're all very, very difficult, and I don't think
all 38.
Yeah, they are though. This is the thing. They are though, aren't they? And you can't say. I know we play Palace very soon. I think that's like the third or fourth game. I know
we're not a promoted team. We'll be all right. I swear.
It's I think Chelsea Leicester's an interesting game. I do think Chelsea Leicester's a very interesting game because Maresca's basically left Leicester.
Yeah.
Not in the shit, but like it's a difficult one. I want to see us turn up against the big teams, I think at home especially. I think I'm looking at the fixtures now. So obviously got Palace at home, then Bournemouth and West Ham.
When I looked
I think 9th of November, not 2nd of November, we've got Man United away.
Yeah.
Then Arsenal at home.
Yeah.
And then Leicester away.
Yeah.
I think those three games for me are massive. They are absolutely massive.
You know why? You know why I brought up? I've got on my list October and November for me. I mean, forget Halloween. It's going to be a horror show. I mean, Liverpool away, Newcastle at home, Man United away, Arsenal at home, and then like you said, Leicester away. That's the Premier League deciding to play. Let's see how much Chelsea fans can handle. I mean, by the time we get to December, we'll either be so battle hardened, so ready, or we'll just need therapy. That is a huge fixture list. That's tough.
It's because he got after that Leicester game, we got them Villa, but then before that Man U game, we got Newcastle, Liverpool away. It's tough. It is very tough. But I do actually back Maresca, because I think he has got that obviously Guardiola mentality, and he's been around him for a while. I back him. I think he is strong. I do think he's strong, and I think difficult one obviously to judge because we haven't played a game yet. But
no. Yeah. I mean, by the time we do get to December, we've got back-to-back away games against Southampton and Spurs. They're kind of the festive gifts that no one asked for, really. I mean, Santa, take note. We'd prefer an easier fixture list under the tree next year. But you know what? I don't want to hear anything about that is an easy set, because I know people are going, that's an easy set. No, Southampton did the double against us last time and they finished bloody bottom of the league. I don't trust Southampton games anymore. We remember Sheffield United last season, 2-2. How? One of the worst sides in history of the league. 2-2. Come on. You never know with this team. Chelsea, do they turn up? Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. I'm curious. What did Ollie say about that? He put 19th October to the 9th of November. Arsenal, Liverpool, Newcastle, all back to back. That's one hell of a gauntlet, and we need to be ready for it. 100%. Absolutely terrifying, that is. And Chris has said he has put November fixtures are really tough, and in a month we traditionally don't do well in. It's not ideal. Yeah. The December slump is always weird for us. I don't know. mince pies. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. What I do know is the closing five. We've got Everton at home. We stay in Liverpool. No, we don't. We Liverpool teams come down because then it's Liverpool at home again. Newcastle away. West Ham. I could read Man United at home, and then we finish with Forest away. That isn't. If we remove Forest a minute, wow, Liverpool, Newcastle United. I mean, that is a tough. I don't know what we're going to be fighting for, but wow.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, though. Football is all about momentum, and if you get a bad start, it's difficult. It is difficult to claw it back. You saw it this season just gone. We had a terrible start. Then I mean, we got it back at the end, but our highest finish was 6th. So like, we have to get off to a good start this season. I think if we get off to a good start, top 4's on. But if we don't, I think it's real difficult.
I always find it really interesting how the fixture list is literally that is the exact same. That trio of May games, Liverpool, Newcastle United, Man United, so it's not confusing. It's the exact same as the October to November, Liverpool, Newcastle, Man United.
Yes,
I'll find that. I don't know how that works. I don't know how the supercomputer works, or if it just hates us, or it's Anthony Taylor. I don't know how it works. But
I actually think it does hate us because I feel like we're the only big team that always gets
Liverpool.
Big team.
We had Liverpool on the opening day.
What is that about? Because we always seem to get a big team at stuff. Because we had Man United when Lampard came in. Like, what's this about? Do you just hate us? Just say you hate us.
Tinfoil hats on, everyone. Campaign against Chelsea time. It's definitely.
100%,
Chris has said with the last 5, big capital letters for him, we're having a good season. There's games in there against potential Champions League rivals, but there's no gimme games, which isn't ideal during the running. And Ollie had said, so I've got to scroll all the way down. He has put, not the easiest, not the toughest. Need to have picked up enough points by this stage that these games are inconsequential as possible. 9 points minimum needed. So let's just say we beat Everton, beat Forest. That's 6, 3 draws then against Everton. 3. That'd be 9. You just never know. We don't know. Newcastle, we thought we were going to have a good season last year, and they was mixed for them. You never know. I just, that's the beauty of the league. I mean, any other takeaway thoughts from what it won that fixture list?
Other than the fact that we're going invincible this season.
I love the attitude. I don't believe you at all, but I love it.
No, I don't believe myself, but it is one of them, isn't it? Because it's so cliche, but there just isn't an easy game in the Premier League anymore. And when you look at a team like Ipswich who just come up, you think, okay, we'll beat them. It's not a given at all. And it's hard to judge when you haven't seen Maresca take charge of a game yet. But I think, again, we've got to get top 4. I think top 4 is such an aim, and I think we are in a better position than Newcastle, and I think we will do better than Villa this year. So eliminate those two, and that Man City game is massive at the start of the season. And
I think it's wild to think that we will see Chelsea play in 4 weeks and a couple of days. It's not that far away.
Yeah, crazy. That is crazy.
That Wrexham game is coming up quick. They'll
be in the Prem soon anyway, so
maybe. Listen, let us know what you thought on the your overreactions to it. The fixture list is. We'll head to Quaresma's questions to answer some of your questions that you sent in. And Josh has asked, do you think we will finally do the double over Brentford this season? You know what? Upon reading that question, I had no idea of the context at all. I did some research and I discovered Chelsea have never done the double over Brentford in Premier League history. And the last time they did the double over them was in what was Division 1. And it was in 1946-47. I cannot believe that. What?
Wow.
How?
That is crazy.
You know what? I say how. Last season we drew 2-2 and lost 2-0. Season before was a 2-0 loss and a 0-0 draw. And before that was a 1-0 win but a 4-1 loss. And this season we play them in December and April. So, Josh, I'm sorry. No. We won't. The answer's no, because we always have a December drop-off. Too many mince pies, I said. We'll beat Spurs, though, in the game prior. There's a silver lining. We won't beat Brentford.
Yeah, we'll get the double over Spurs, but
Always.
Brentford, no chance. No chance with Brentford. No chance.
Look at that last season. Johan Wissa scores an absolute worldie. I could have cried. It was a great goal. It was an absolute overhead. I love an overhead kick, but
we did do the double over Spurs.
Of course we did. That was a great time. Oh my word, I still love that game. What I will finish on though with questions. Rubicon has asked, why isn't Gareth Southgate subbing on Palmer?
I have not got the answer for that. I mean,
he doesn't like the cold.
I don't know. The problem with Southgate is, and again, it brings up a lot of frustration here, but it's clear that he's always had his favourites because he had the same with Grealish a couple of years ago, that he just never bring on Grealish. I don't think he fancies Cole Palmer. You could say the same about Anthony Gordon.
Yeah, but why take him? Because he might. All Cole's got out of all this is a free holiday to Germany.
If he doesn't start or play Cole Palmer in the next game, there will be a genuine mutiny about Southgate.
I mean, this is the player who was he was. I'm not arguing. He was our best player of the season, and he was the young player of the season in the Premier League. And you don't. He doesn't even get a minute.
And he got the most goals and assists of any player in the Premier League this season. It's crazy.
I'm not saying
crazy.
I'm not saying he should start because that would be being a biased Chelsea fan. That would be. I know someone's going to say that, and that'd be. I'm not saying he should start, but the fact he hasn't even been subbed on is comical. Like yesterday, watching the England-Denmark game, I saw the time that I started to think Denmark could screw this up was when Ollie Watkins came on, because he added that. Oh my word, he's a game changer.
Well, this is the thing.
Play your game changers, man. Come on.
It's actually a thing, like, unbiased head on right now. I think the problem with Southgate yesterday is that he didn't have a player that could stretch the defence, didn't have that pace in behind. Watkins brought that.
Yeah,
Bowen to a certain extent does bring that. But when you've got a player like Anthony Gordon,
another top player for the England side,
who arguably is the quickest attacker that we've got, and you're not playing him either. And then you're not bringing Cole Palmer on instead of another midfielder. Like you could easily switch to a 2 in midfield instead of a 3.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to keep that 3 in midfield. You can play Bellingham as a box-to-box. Rice is good enough to hold on his own. You can drop Foden into that 10 role. You can put Palmer in there. And then you put Gordon on for pace. You can bring Watkins on for pace. Bowen on for pace. Saka can stay on for pace. And it helps Harry Kane as well. So I don't get what his game plan is. You can't put Trent in there who hasn't... If Trent plays in there, right, in that midfield 3, it's ridiculous because Jurgen Klopp has seen Trent for the past 5 years. And if Jurgen Klopp says he's not good enough for centre mid, I'm tempted to go with Jurgen Klopp on this. I know he's a great footballer, but not as a centre mid.
No, I think that's very fair.
And it's just too slow at the moment for England. And I think Palmer could unlock a defence if he was brought on. And I don't know why he's not been brought on, but he has to come on in the next game.
Palmer plays, he scores a goal or assists. I'll put that as a biscuit bet, I think. And he probably won't play, so it doesn't matter. You know what? We will move to Hazard's headliners because I can't play Lone Army Carousel on your own. It's not fair. Easiest win of the year, but you know. So we all know there's some player in the news or a coach, but it's a player. In the news, you get 5 clues. You got to guess who it is. They get easier. So the first clue is he has played in many countries, including England, Italy, Germany, and France. All top division. All the top division. It was. It's not like lower league. It was the top division.
Okay.
2. He has won multiple trophies, including league titles and also the Champions League.
Okay.
3. He reached a century of appearances for his national team on November 15th, 2021, in a 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifying match against Bulgaria.
Ooh, okay. I've still not got a clue, but
I feel like he might get this one on 4. He was known as the Alpine Messi.
Alpine Messi.
So you got to work that bit out. You work that out, and then you go
Alpine. Alpine Messi. I need to work that out. What can you repeat the first one? What leagues has he played in against already?
He's played in the Premier League in many countries, including the Premier League, Serie A, Bundesliga, and Ligue 1. Obviously, he's played in other leagues, but those are 4 big ones for you. You got to work out where the Alps are, haven't you? If you know which countries the Alps go across, you can sort of work it out. I will be fair, it isn't France. He doesn't play for France.
The problem is, doesn't the Alps go across like loads of different countries?
That's true. The fifth clue is he currently is at the Euros and he's playing for Switzerland.
Right.
He's
What Chelsea?
Chelsea.
What else Chelsea players play for Switzerland? Is it just a roundabout?
No.
None. Okay.
But he hasn't played for Chelsea.
It's not a Chelsea player. Okay, right. Okay.
I don't think he's played.
I think I might have it.
Go on.
I think I might have it.
Go on.
Oh, I know he's definitely played in the Prem.
Yeah.
He's definitely played in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, you
You
go.
say he's played in La Liga as well?
Yeah. No, League One.
No, I was going to say, I don't think he's played in La Liga. League One, who's he played for in League One? I'm going to go with it anyway, because it's my gut instinct.
Yeah.
Is it Xherdan Shaqiri?
Oh, it is indeed. The
Yes,
Alpine
come
Messi.
on.
And he's the only
Come on.
European. That's why he's in the news. The only European to score at each of the last 6 major international tournaments. And I also found out whilst doing this, he's also the first player from the MLS to score at a European Championship, which makes so much sense when you think about it. But then it kind of doesn't. You're like,
also as well, just like on Shaqiri,
yeah.
along with Giroud, he probably has the best highlight reel of goals I've ever seen.
It's just stunners. Every goal's a Galazzo. Like when I saw the goal for it the other day, I just thought, well, of course it was. Of course it's him.
Like his left foot is dynamite. It is dynamite.
If you wondered his clubs, obviously FC Basel, Bayern, Inter Milan, it's Stoke City, God loves Stoke, Liverpool, Lyon, and then he's now at Chicago Fire. So
I didn't realise he was there actually. Wow.
No, neither did I. He's their like major marquee signing. I missed that, and I watched the MLS, so that says enough about me. Listeners, we are at the end of another episode. So thank you, as always, for listening. Treat yourself well. Enjoy the Euros. Enjoy your weekend. And we'll be back, as always, on Monday. So till then, that'll be us signing off. You've been listening to At The Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram by searching for At The Bridge Pod. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, leaving us a review is always appreciated.